Hello everyone, welcome back to more Terra Mystica. We're doing Season 3 of Fjords League still, and it's my turn to pick factions in the last two games. I think we're going to combine those two into a single video, because we kind of already looked at all of them, and nothing super surprising happened. Well, I think I may as well also just show you how my Witches games are going. We're just partway through the setup in both of them anyway. And plus, it'll be a cool way to look at how the setup is different than it would be in a non-expansion game. So let's look first at this one. Yes, this is the one where I'm player 3. And recall in the faction selection video, the last one rather, where I actually, which one was that? That was the one where I picked faction in game 2 and looked at the two remaining ones. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, I looked at this and I thought cultists seem great, and dwarves also seem playable. And so the second player picked dwarves. I'm pretty sure I should just take cultists here. It's a little bit difficult to figure out where you go. There are not as many strong brown towns available, especially if you're fighting with black for space. But I'm hopeful that I can find some kind of symbiotic relationship with gray, maybe? This is a reasonably promising cultist area, and I can work with gray here, or maybe black here, right? Take this area sort of thing. And I talked about the main reason I liked cultists. Well, there were a couple. One is that these two really early Earth bonuses are great, especially in this order, because you tend to value digs a lot in the first couple rounds. And then coins, you tend to run out after about 2 rounds, and so getting a big infusion of them is just great. I also like the very late stronghold scoring, and I think we should be okay to compete on this. Connected distance between your stronghold and sanctuary. I would not be at all surprised to, even if we did not have this networks or this additional scoring, I would probably expect to build a sanctuary and a stronghold and connect them, which is not something every faction can say. For example, Darklings, not usually thrilled to build their stronghold. So this is kind of a downside for them, but not for me, because as long as there's stronghold scoring in the end, you're happy to build it. It's 12 points if you build it in the end, right? And I don't really remember anything special going on with the past tiles. We're missing the dig, which is another great reason to be cultist, right? We start out with 2 free digs, probably. Can I make 2? I don't know, maybe. I'd like to try. Getting to 8 as cultist is not at all unfeasible. Especially if you can get a priest somehow or other, you can usually do it, and the priest income tile would not be a huge surprise to me. I might very well get that. Although if I took it, you might expect Darklings to send their priest to Earth first. Actually, boy, it's going to be interesting, what order stuff happens in, isn't it? Because everyone wants Earth 1 here, for sure. They also want to send their priest to Earth. I don't know. I think we kind of have to open Earth, Temple and Trading Post, then Earth 1. And Darklings will have done the same thing, but then they'll probably... Well, neither of these factions are necessarily in a huge hurry to get the 3 spot on Earth. And actually, neither am I, right? I start with 1 and I'll get Earth. Oh, but I am. Because I want to get to 8. If I can, right? Something like, start here. Well, Trading Post gets me here. Temple gets me here. Build anything else to get here, and a priest to get here would be kind of the dream. And I would not be super sad to get a second temple for Earth 2, actually. Because I wouldn't even mind getting to 10 Earth pretty early. Well, I guess you can't, because I won't have a town. 9 Earth, though. What are we going to be short of income-wise? We've got all the workers here and most of the coins, so we're short the dig, and we don't have either of the shipping tiles. That's right. That's one reason why I assumed dwarves were chosen, is they don't mind the shipping tiles being missing, and they're happy to get whatever comes in instead. Whereas other factions might miss the shipping tiles. Yeah, that's a good point. How strong is this player? Okay, 1200. About the same as me, it looks like. I mean, it's hard to tell. Like, my rating is currently lower, but it's been on. I've been doing some winning, so we'll see. On this map, I'm probably worse. Anyway, yeah, and I don't know. The one thing I am kind of sad about missing the shipping tiles, because if we open double temple, which would be kind of nice, I'll have a bunch of priests, and you tend to need to invest those into like shipping and stuff, and it would be really nice to get scoring bonuses for those. So maybe I shouldn't open double temple. Maybe I should try to get to 8 without it, which probably means the priest bonus tile. What's the last player gonna take is what I'm sort of puzzled about. What else looks good here? Oh, right. I thought, like, I don't know. I mean, Chaos Magicians could be okay. They can get a lot of Earth in the first round, and they'll have the Sanctuary bonus tile here. I don't know about that. Maybe just Nomads? Nomads should do pretty well at this. There's not any very good late game scoring though, right? It's not like dwelling, trading post dwelling, which is the dream. It's like it's hard to cash in on temple scoring or stronghold scoring for a lot of points. You can get a few. So I don't know. It sort of like argues against a heavily economic faction and for a faction that has kind of internal scoring like dwarves and darklings do. Or a cult faction like cultists. You know, actually, fakirs could be totally playable here. They might be better than nomads now that I think about it. They will be able to do this fairly well, and they have internal scoring in their priest, their carpet flight, right? Which seems important. Yeah, you could build your sanctuary or your stronghold probably on round 3, and then if possible try to delay the sanctuary till round 6 when you can get super far away with it. But I think I still want cultists. They don't have internal scoring, but the reason I was wondering like what are other people doing is because I'm thinking like is another cult heavy faction going to want to get involved? Like I guess Ice Maidens are often played very culty because their stronghold rewards temples, and they start with a favor tile. I don't see much reason to take Ice Maidens. I guess they could start with Earth 1 and like take it away from me. But something that I realized in between the first Fire and Ice video and this one is that Ice Maidens should start with an income favor. Because unlike a temple that you build in round 1, the Ice Maiden's starting favor actually gives you income in round 1. So you get 6 rounds of income out of it. Whereas Earth 1 is only as valuable as it normally is, whereas income favors are more valuable than usual. So I can secure Earth 1 anyway. If I can't, I don't know. I guess Earth 2 will be okay, since we have all this early Earth cult stuff. I guess like this late is a good way to make up for the fact that I won't be upgrading my shipping a ton, maybe? I don't know. I probably should still upgrade it to get like long distance maybe, and get some nice cheap dwellings. But I won't be able to get the shipping scoring, which would have been maybe a nice endgame thing for me if I were cultist. Yeah, I think we go cultist here. I thought it was right. I haven't seen anything else that jumps out at me. It'll be interesting to see if last player takes fakirs or something else kind of weird. I don't really see a reason to go acolytes or dragon lords, I don't think. Or ice. Yeah, we'll take cultists. Okay, I did it. It happened. Now, my last game, I believe last time we looked, only mermaids had been chosen, and now it's mermaids, nomads, and engineers. So if we look at the color wheel, that's blue, gray, and yellow. So red and green are being picked into a color sandwich, which isn't always the worst thing in the world. You could do it sometimes. But we would prefer brown and black if possible. Or perhaps, you know, one of these other like expansion factions. So I spent some time thinking about this one because this is the game in which there's kind of, I don't really see anything jumping out at me is the thing. And now I have to pick fourth into a pretty classic matchup. You know, MEND was kind of the tournament standard, at least on the base map, for a fair while. Mermaids, engineers, nomads, and darklings. Usually not in that order. Right. This is one thing about playing the expansion, and in particular playing Fjords, is that like darklings are not as dominant as usual. So I'm kind of actually getting to pick them in fourth, which would not normally happen. Although I think it did happen in one of my season 2 games, or my second season, which was season 37 of the Terra Mystica tournament. So I put some thought into this, and I think darklings are really the best I can come up with. I don't want to pick witches in between mermaids and engineers. It's just going to be so hard to get territory. And likewise, chaos magicians in between nomads and engineers. Both of those factions are pretty good at claiming territory, and chaos magicians are pretty bad at it. And so being surrounded by them is just going to make it really, really hard to get anywhere, I think. So my choices are between brown and black and the expansion factions. I did consider cultists because the nomads are a slightly unusual color neighbor in that they get a lot of their digs from Sandstorm, and so they do a little bit less digging of spaces that are next to them on the color wheel. A little bit, right? And so losing brown to the nomads is less impactful because they don't tend to dig it as much. Whereas if you were like, now whichever one of these you pick, you're losing some. Like if you pick black, you care about blue and brown, and you have a neighbor who really cares about blue and a neighbor who sort of cares about brown, right? If you pick brown, it's the opposite. You have a neighbor who sort of cares about black and a neighbor who really cares about brown. Except that I'm arguing that in the latter case, the nomads don't really care about brown as much as other factions would care about their color neighbors. So from that perspective, it's a little bit better to be brown than black, all other things being equal on in this matchup, I think. However, I don't think that cultists are especially good here. Round 3 and 6 are times that darklings tend to be pretty good at building dwellings because you want to like churn out your sanctuary early, and once you finish up a town or two, you've got a lot of priests flying around to dig with, and you've probably built several temples and trading posts, so you have dwelling supply. So I think that actually Darklings are good here. And in particular, the rare opportunity of being Darklings in 4th seat means we can secure this bonus tile, which goes a long way towards getting your Sanctuary early, which is a big leg up for them. By early, I mean in round 1, right? We just need to find 2 more workers and 3 more coins, which you could do in a number of ways. We need some leech for sure, but we should be able to secure that, I think. What else did I write? Oh, shipping is pretty important in this game because of cluster scoring. That's right. I don't remember why I thought it was important to say that. The other thing to think about is what favor tiles am I taking? It would not be a surprise to me to have Earth 1 denied me if everyone else rushed for it. In which case, I might be taking 2 income favors round 1 to try to really blow up economically. Or I might take just like, I think Fire 1 is a standout here. Darkling's low coins, and this game doesn't have that many coins, right? So I think Earth 1 is a standout favor. Fire 1, I should say. And assuming I can get a Sanctuary in round 1, I get 2 favor tiles. I'm not sure what the other should be. Maybe Earth 2, just because there's good Earth income and like I like workers. I don't know. You could also try picking up Water 1, but it seems like it's going to be a while before you build any trading posts, especially if you have Fire 1 already. So I think that that's short-sighted, and you can just wait and take Water 1 later. Try instead to get a big economy and cash in on the round scoring a bit better. So that's my plan. I'm going to take Darklings here. I might have trouble competing on cluster scoring because I don't really want to upgrade my shipping that much. Mermaids should be in great shape to do it. Engineers usually can afford to upgrade their shipping. Nomads, I don't know. I might be able to catch them. So here we are, a classic Mend game, but on a totally different map and with extra endgame scoring. So we shall see. And let's go have a look at how my other games are going. This one, yes. So in both of my Witches games, we have had an expansion faction chosen. I think I mentioned Cultists, Dragon Lords, and Darklings all as playable factions here in the faction selection video. I don't remember what else I suggested. I sort of did not expect Darklings to place on G8, especially since when they did so, F7, F8, and G7 were all built already. So they placed right into this, basically knowing they're not going to get any more territory on this island. They're basically saying, well, what I really want from this spot is Leech, and I guess they're hoping to dig to I7 and build a town like this. To ship to I7, rather. Maybe. Or maybe they're just going to abandon this and just use it to get some early game Leech and never get a town out of it. Or maybe they're going to go to H7 because they get so many digs. Try to take I8 and H7. I don't know. I went here. I'm a little worried about... The Dragon Lords are blue, by the way. They started on blue, which is what this square was. I kind of figured that they would really want F7 because it messes with the Darklings here and me here. Well, both of these, right? I wanted both of these. And indeed, they did take F7. They're threatening E8, which would be kind of a bummer for me. I would like to get E8 because it gives me access to D5 and D4, but this town could go this way if it had to. So I'm not totally sure if I should really heavily emphasize getting an early dig to E8, or if I should just take it easy and let them deny me E8 if they want to. Um, what I'd really like this round is to secure the double dig. The Darklings took the shipping tile, so I don't know. It seems pretty clear they're going to take I8. But can they get I7 in time to stop the cultists? This is a big point of contention for those two players, I think. They're going to have to come up with an extra dig somehow to get there. But they don't necessarily have to do it right away. They can build here and here. And the cultists are not going to have an easy time getting to I7 this round. So I think the Darklings should be able to get I7 and go like this, maybe to here, or maybe just yeah, they'll probably take these four, which is nice because I'll have a neighbor on H8. If the Dragon Lords deny me E8, as I sort of suspect they'll try to. Dragon Lords being blue means they have easy access. Well, it doesn't matter anymore, right? They have easy access to every color except these three. So blue, gray, yellow, and red, they can just blow up pretty easily. Up here, I don't really understand the placement on E4. It seems very strange to me. Like, my thought is that the point of Dragon Lords is to get in people's way. And I don't understand how E4 is doing that. Like, right? What's this dwelling doing? It's a key linchpin in various shipping routes, I guess. It could help you with your network. And you have like F4, E5, D1. That's enough to make a town, but you won't have any neighbors. Nobody's coming up here. I see. They were expecting me to build F3, maybe? Because they had to place that before my second dwelling. And F3 was on my list. But without access to E4, it's just not as good to me anymore. I'll get to like G4, and that's pretty much it. Nowhere to go. I don't want to spend 2 digs getting to H3, really. I don't know, I could, right? That's 3 digs to get 4 hexes, so it's not the end of the world. But I don't even really know that I'll get H3, right? The cultists might conceivably take it in order to get closer to this area, and then I'm really stuck. I won't be able to get G5 because the cultists will be happy to take that as well. And I don't want to go through a desert. So I think just like leaving Dragon Lords out to dry was the right approach here. And I took I2 as my last dwelling. There are a number of places where, as witches, I could place a dwelling and get like a 3 dig town. This one seems a little bit risky. You know, cultists might conceivably fight me for I3, but probably not. They don't have any reason to. They just want to be friends with me. And this helps me a lot getting the building on the edge scoring. If I can boop, just swallow up the whole southern side of this continent. And I've also got easy shipping to I6 and H1, which will help me connect up with F8, like through here. I don't really expect either of these two to take I6, but the cultists might have to. I don't know. No. Would they? I don't know. Maybe they'll bridge and connect up this town? I don't know what they're going to do with G7. It's kind of a mystery. They could try 3 digs to F6 and then E6, but Dragon Lords don't really have to let that happen. I don't know. I don't think they're going to be in a hurry to take F6, I guess. They'd rather have E8, and then they have easier stuff to build than well, I don't know. I mean, F6 is just as easy for them to take as anything else. So once they're done screwing me, they might as well screw the cultists. And then where are the cultists going to go? They could go here, but as I said, I think the Darklings will have taken I7 by then, so they kind of have to go this way. So I'll have plenty of neighbors. Even if the cultists don't come over to H3, I expect the Darklings to come to H2. And then I don't see any reason for the cultists to fight me on I5. I guess they could. That would be kind of a bummer. But it's expensive for them, and it doesn't help them get their town. Yeah, it would stink for sure to lose I5. And the cultists can do that to me. I just don't really know if that's their top priority. Even if it's a low priority, they might eventually get around to it. So anyway, my expectation was that I might end up with the priest tile, you may recall. I figured someone would take the shipping tile pretty early since it's a dwelling round, and the Darklings did. And I thought that the Sanctuary bonus tile and the Dig bonus tile would be hot commodities. And so then I would be left choosing from this, or the priest. And I think I had some kind of plan for using the priest, maybe, like send it to air, I think was the idea. Is this the game where I talked forever about whether I can get a temple in round 1 and a stronghold in round 2? I think it is. So it's gonna be it's quite interesting. I'm gonna end up with one of the two kind of most frequently taken bonus tiles as first player. Like 6 and 1 are kind of the two best bonus tiles in the game on average. And this particular setup has just made other bonus tiles more desirable, apparently. I don't really understand why the priest was taken, but okay. And I think I'll just take whichever one of them is not taken by the cultists. And I expect the cultists will take the dig, but I'm not sure. They should, right? I think so. They'll take like G5. I don't know, we'll see. Kind of sucks for them to be building with no neighbor though, doesn't it? Maybe the Dragon Lords will come down to F4 first to start getting some leech. Well, not first. They'll take E8 first. But before the Darklings have to dig, the Dragon Lords may offer them F4 and say, come join me. Give me some leech, please. I guess one other thing to consider is, like, who is even the favorite in this game? Who should you be trying to hurt? I don't know. Is it me? Maybe. Is it cultists? Maybe. They're pretty well set up as well. I was considering them a lot. Darklings? Meh. They're pretty good, obviously. But also being 4th player, they might not be able to get Earth 1, which I think everybody else should probably try to get. That's the thing I was thinking about, is like, is it worth losing the race for Earth 1 to get E8? Which, like, if I really wanted to, I could take a power favor and then just turn 1 dig E8. And that might very well be right. But I think I really do want Earth 1 here. And I should be able to secure... Well, when I was assuming that I would get a power favor, I figured I would be able to secure the double dig pretty early. But if I actually get the worker favor, I'm not sure. Or the Sanctuary Stronghold favor. Because, like, I'm going to build a trading post here, right? Fine. And then, probably, these guys will both upgrade to trading posts, giving me 4 leech. And if I build a temple, taking Earth 1, these guys also build temples. Then I'll get 4 more leech. That's 8. That's plenty to take a double dig. I don't think it's really going to play out that way. I think that the Dragon Lords... I don't know, though. It's really important for them to get some way to actually score, because they don't have any faction internal way of doing it. And it's not clear, like... I don't know. They could just go on a dwelling spree, but it's going to be tough for them to build more than... Like, they could build 4 dwellings by just burning up 4 power. Not even burning, destroying 4 power. But I don't know how amazing that really is for them. So I think they should join the race for Earth 1, which means that the Darklings will be the ones not getting it, and they don't really want the double dig. So I feel like if everyone races for Earth 1, I can still secure the double dig and take E8, I3. That would be a dream turn for me. Because I'll actually have enough workers to do that. To build 4 dwellings and a temple if I get the Sanctuary Stronghold tile. I guess that costs 16 coins, so I'll have to find one more coin from Leech somewhere, but I believe I do have enough. I'd have to burn one more. So, I don't know, that's my dream for how this game might start. I'd be very happy if it went that way. We'll see. I might be presented with the dig bonus tile, in which case, I don't know, do I just like dig this right away? Give up Earth 1 to get a really nice, to get a very important hex, and try to build like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I should be able to end up with 6 dwellings pretty easily. Or no, I can't build this because I don't have shipping. But if I take the double dig, 1, 2, 3, I can easily get 4 more dwellings. So if I'm stuck with the dig action, I think I can take E8 and still get the double dig, maybe. If I skip the temple this round, right? I go like, yeah. I don't know, we'll see. And how about my other game? Is it this one? No, this one. So in this game, we picked Witches second, and I was very happy to play Witches because of all the like. Geez, I don't know. Maybe this was the one where I was talking about trying to get the stronghold. Oh, I think it was. I was talking in this game about trying to get the stronghold round 2 and the temple round 1. Because there's much better like reward for it in this like late town scoring, and connected clusters is a thing that I can maybe, I don't know. Get a stronghold is a very powerful economic tool for witches, and it might help a lot with being able to get 3 towns. That's the idea. And also, this is the game with no shipping, right? Yeah, it's interesting also that nobody took dwarves with both shipping favors missing. That's usually a fairly strong indicator for them. But this is definitely not a base game, right? We have, not only do we have an expansion-only faction, the Ice Maidens, who took Air 2, which apparently is a really popular thing to do for Ice Maidens, and I don't totally understand why it's such a good favor. It gets them up to 3 on Air. I guess they're maybe thinking of taking the cult bonus tile. Yeah, that makes sense. That'll get them to 4 for the dig. But that's a little, I don't know. We'll see. And we got the Fakirs as well. They're very strong for number of connected clusters, obviously. So they're usually like almost a shoe-in to win that. I don't know if that is important enough for them to be picked here. But okay, they seem fine. And early temples, they love early temples. I think it's playable sometimes for Fakirs to open double temple. And so we have red Ice Maidens, which they therefore have like red, gray, and yellow all as equally convenient for them, right? Each one of them can be built easily, and the others are more difficult. So I'll be fighting for gray with the Ice Maidens a bit, but I don't know where the Ice Maidens really want to go that they can fight me for gray. They could take H3, but the only accessible tile for them is G4, and I can just dig it first if they try, so I don't think they should chance that. I don't know. It's really tough, it seems like, to place your first dwelling as Ice Maidens right now. So, And I forget what I was really, I don't know, planning to do here. Is this the one where I said I wanted a priest? So I can send it to a cult and get points for it? Yeah, and the cult would be air, that's right. Get coins for it, I mean. This is the one that would be really a dream to be able to get a temple and a stronghold, and I think it could be possible. It's pretty darn optimistic, but we'll see. Anyway, so that's how my games are going. Moving along pretty quickly. As you can see, most of these games have had moves made relatively recently. In fact, we started recording this half an hour ago, so two of these games have... oh, actually, they were... the moves made were me. Me picking a faction, that's right. Okay, well, okay, so they haven't been updated since we started recording, fair enough. This one, though, did I... What was the most recent action here? Oh, I see. It was Fakir's building their first dwelling on F4, which, sure. They got a nice easy carpet flight to H5. They got neighbors on F3, and they got a buildable square on E5, so that seems fine. Okay, anyway, well, that's I think that's it for my beginning of the season videos here. We didn't split it up into the traditional 4 faction selection videos, but I think that was fine. Fjords is a faster paced league, so I was able to kind of show you guys more stuff in each video than just analyzing a single board. And plus, I'm new to it, so I can't analyze it very well. So they went a bit quicker, he said, looking at a 36-minute video. Oh well. So at the end of the season, we'll have game summaries of game analyses of, I guess, the games that finished. So look forward to those. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.